Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another live with me, Ed Cooper, here at Action Coach Hinkley. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a wonderful May. Can't believe we're nearly at the end of May. How amazing is that? We're getting into the summer, getting some beautiful weather. I hope you're getting some plans organised and sorted, ready for the Jubilee weekend next weekend. Can you believe that? Are you going anywhere nice? Are you doing anything? Are you celebrating with the family and taking some time out from the business and your busy life and your schedule? Well, listen, today, this is the final session, live session on sales. So over the last few weeks, if you go back through my lives, you will be able to find some lives there on marketing. So looking at your avatar, building the offer and the copy ready for your marketing material and scripts and things like that. And then we moved into actually identifying and isolating what a good sales process looks like, what we might need to think about, how to put that together. Then we moved into sales techniques, so actually how to sell your products and service to other people. And then, of course, what you're going to get back, you're going to get objections. So we need to handle those objections and be strong in handling those objections. And that was last week's session that we did together here live. And today what I want to share with you is some resources based on that principle of you've got to learn before you earn. It never ceases to amaze me when I speak to people and I talk to them about sales. Now, believe me, some people absolutely love sales. They live for sales. They want to be a salesperson. But when you ask someone this question, when I say sales, what words come up for you if you were to write them down? And just have that reflection now. Even put it in the comments, put it in the chat, what you think. Here's Matt. Matt's on there. Good morning, Matt. Nice to see you. Love it, Ed. And account management. Yeah, if you love sales, really shines through. Yet we can still improve. We can still do things. And like I say, it never ceases to amaze me when I talk to people about what they believe about sales, that word sales, what comes up. And then when I say, okay, so if you need to be in sales, now here's a caveat, everybody's in sales, one way or the other. You are likely, really, really highly likely to be in sales. Even if you are in a service-based industry, let's say that you are customer service, you're in sales. You know, if you're going to be training and developing people, you're in sales. If you're in management, you're in sales because you've got to sell ideas, you've got to sell and position visions and goals and things like that. You've got to bring the team in, not just direct selling of products and services that might be there. So majority of you that are listening, you are in sales. And then if you're not developing yourself in those sales, right? So if you're not taking the time out to spend on enhancing your sales and your sales techniques, then you're missing out. Now, I'm going to share with you 7 books today. There's just 7 books that you can read over the next 6 months. Right? Read one a month, 6-7 months. I guarantee you that you will find at least one technique in every single one of these books. You'll find much more. So the guarantee's there. Just one thing that you will find in each of those books. And if you were to apply those into your sales process, maybe share it with your sales team. So Matt, you're listening, maybe share it with the sales team around there. Just imagine what could happen to conversion. Just imagine what could happen to the uplift in sales and ultimately your bottom line. So spending and investing just a little bit of time reading some of these books can mean thousands and thousands of pounds for you as well. So let's crack on with it. This is the first one. It's not necessarily a sales book, but it is definitely used by a lot of sales people. It's an old classic. It's been around for 60 years plus, and it's one of the ultimate self-help books. How to win friends and influence people. This book is all about connection with other individuals. How do you relate to other people, understand their position and where they are? And if we can do that as human beings, as individuals, as salespeople, then guess what? People like to know us and like us and trust us more than they would if we didn't, and therefore your conversion rates can improve and get better. This book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, is great for relationships, for for sales, for friendships, and so on and so forth. So get this book. If you've not read it, read it. If you've read it, but it was more than a year ago, go and read it again. Guarantee you will get stuff from it. The thing with these books is they do need to be read more than once, I would suggest. Right, so that's how to win friends and influence people. Get it in your Christmas stocking list if you're not going to buy it yourself. Here's my next one, is The Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes. The Ultimate Sales Machine is a really fun and simple read. I love fun and simple reads. I hate books that it just got loads of theory in it. You get lost in what they're trying to put across, and you're just trying to work it out and what it means for you. This book's really fun, really simple, really straightforward. It's based on a relentless focus on 12 simple key strategies. I'm not going to go through them here on the live, but that's it. So you just go, well, look, here's 12 strategies. Your job is just to focus relentlessly on those things as you run through. So definitely a book worth looking at, The Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes. This one was one of the very first books that I read on sales, actually, and it was The Secrets of Closing the Sale. I should say sale, not sales. Here, look, this is what happens when you go into a live, isn't it? Yeah, let's just change that. There we go. The Secrets of Closing the Sale by Zig Ziglar. This book, again, it talks about a lot of strategies, but it's story driven. There's loads of quips and stories in this book, real fun ones that will make you smile, that you can really relate to. Again, it's been written for quite a few years, so when you read it, it might come across and feel a little bit out of date, but the principles aren't. Some of them you'll look at and go, yeah, I'm never going to use that, but some of them are just timeless classics of strategies that work. So this is around these getting winning strategies to get these positive responses from people to close sales. So it is all about the closing of the sale and handling those objections that we spoke about last session as well. Great book, really easy to listen to and good fun to read too. Brian Tracy's book, the next one. So where were you now? Number 4 in the list, 4 out of 7. Brian Tracy's book, The Art of Closing the Sale. So there's 2 books just purely on closing. But again, I've listened to this book probably 3 times. And I listen to a lot of my books I listen to on Audible. I just find it really simple and easy. I'm down the gym and I'm taking on the information. And I go away once I've finished, maybe just scribe a few things that I've taken away from it. But that's my way of learning. Yours might be to read. But these books are on Audible as well. Loads of closing selling strategies. Some will absolutely work. Again, it's one that has been around for a while. It's a bit of a classic, but definitely one to grab hold of. Again, just like Zig Ziglar's book, you'll probably read some of them and go, I'm never going to use that, or I don't think that one's going to work for the type of client that I'm talking to, the target market that you've got. But when you are talking to people, there is definitely gold in that book that will help you improve your conversion rate and increase your sales. So The Art of Closing the Sale was really, really good. Andy Bounds. So if you've not heard of Andy Bounds, he's got a great website that you can go on to, that you can sign up to a newsletter, get loads of tips and tricks that come through. I think it's weekly or daily. I can't remember, if I'm honest, but it comes through very regularly, where you get these tips come through that will help you with sales. He's got a really clear way of getting his communication across. He's one of the UK's top selling and communication experts. I've listened to him talk 2 or 3 times. He's presented for us before at our 90-day planning that we run every quarter for our clients, and all of our clients absolutely love him. They say he's down to earth, he's fun, and one of the key principles I'll share with you in this book is his ABC. So Andy Bounds' ABC is talking about the afters. So once you've purchased whatever you're selling, what's the after effect of your product, of your service? Because that's the bit that people really want to know. You're not selling a 6-inch drill bit, you are selling a hole, right? Because that's the afters. People don't want the drill bit, they want the hole. So that's one of the principles. The B is building certainty, the certainty that the drill bit that you sell to them will actually work. It'll do the job and it'll last for, longer than the competitors. And then finally, the C is closing. So having the closing techniques and using the language and the communication. So I've got the book here. So some of the books I haven't got with me because I listen to them on Audible and I haven't got the actual physical book, but this one I do. So as a visual, if you're a visual learner, take this one in, The Jelly Effect, How to Make Communication Stick, Andy Bounds, absolutely superb. This book here, Daniel Pink. So this one, we've read a couple of Daniel Pink's books in our book club that we run every single month. This is the book we're reading right now. To Sell is Human. Daniel talks about, or starts the book off actually, very similarly to how I started this live. We are all in sales. And he takes you through a couple of questions that you kind of think, go, well, yeah, do you know what? I am actually in sales. So if you're in direct sales, you're in sales. If you're in indirect sales, you're in sales. If you are a manager, you're in sales. If you're in customer service or anybody that's connected to a customer, you're in sales. So there's lots of really good tips in here as well. But the great thing about this book is it's not just stories and conjecture. It's actually proven objective scientific testing that's actually given the objective results, have said this stuff works. Now that's really cool, isn't it? So you go, look, we've gone out and we've tested this and these are the results that we've got, or the results that other people have got. Then it's probably, I would suggest, worth reading that book. Build some of that certainty in there. And then the final book that I want to share with you, we've whipped through these 7, haven't I? I need to go back through them just so that you've got them clear in your mind. But the final book, and I love this guy, really down to earth, really funny, and in his kind of own dry humor, right? But this is the book. Jeffrey Gitomer's Little Red Book of Selling. Now, Jeffrey Gitomer has written many different sales books. He's an absolute guru when it comes to sales. But I love this book. Yeah, not just because it's quite tactile. It's actually cloth front. It's got this oldie world look to it. It's like an old 1960s Ladybird book, isn't it? You can see how much I thumbed this one. Look, I've got loads of post-it notes in here. But this is the best selling book of all time. So it's just up there with a classic. And look at this, 12 and a half principles of sales greatness. He loves his half, does Jeffrey Gitomer. And again, inside the book, it's really easy to kind of read and look at. There's some fun pictures in there. There's some key points in there. Here's one. Need to improve your humor. Become a student of humor. There you go. I wonder why it opened up at that page for me. Interesting, right? So read that book. You're guaranteed to get loads and loads of tips from that, or any of Jeffrey Gitomer's books. But that's the one that I'm pulling out today in the top 7 there as well. So look, let me run through these again, just so that you've got them. Grab a pen and write them down. Put them in your basket on the book shop that you buy from, right? So if you can buy local, that's great. Go and buy local from your local book shop, and if you listen to them, Audible or any other Audible book app that's out there, use that one. Right, so these are the ones. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Number 1, The Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes. Secrets of Closing the Sale by Zig Ziglar. The Art of Closing the Sale by Brian Tracy. The Jelly Effect by Andy Bounds. To Sell is Human by Daniel H. Pink. And one that you'll love forever is The Little Red Book of Selling by Jeffrey Gitomer. So many really cool things in there. Now, I'm going to leave you as well with this thought that if we know more about ourselves and we know more about other people, we're much more likely to make good connections. So we can use all these techniques and so on, but we need to be knowing about ourselves, which is why I started with the how to win friends and influence people. If you've not done this, right, over a book, and believe me, you'll get lots of reading out of this, but do your DISC profile. If you don't know what that is, come and talk to me. If you've not done it for 2 years, come and talk to me. If you've got your DISC profile and you've done it in the last 2 years, come and share it with me. And I will be able to share with you some of the insights that maybe you've not taken from the report. This is great stuff for being able to understand who you are and how to communicate better with other people as well. It's great for teams. We do team events with DISC profiling where people just understand how to communicate more effectively. But when you're in a sales environment, knowing and understanding DISC profiling is essential in my opinion. There's lots of other different profiles out there, you know, like Insights, FireOB, MBTI, loads and loads of different ones. But I love DISC profiling. It's quite simple, straightforward, and I can run programs and events for people on DISC profiling as well. And look, if this type of stuff, when you're sort of learning before you're earning, is going to be a cornerstone for your success, then get involved. Come and chat to me about coming along to the book club. I know that some people have commented in the past, go, hey Ed, do you know what? Like, I'd love to come to your book club. I'd love to do it. I'm still doing it hybrid, right? So you don't have to be here in Hinckley physically. You can come online and do it. I do it once a month. The next one that I'm running, generally speaking, it's the first Thursday of every month. But of course, next Thursday is bank holiday. Everybody's cheering, jumping up and down and celebrating. So it's the 9th, Thursday, the 9th of June is the next one. Come along, 6 till 7:30. The first book's on me, absolutely free. Come and join a group of people who want to learn and improve themselves. We look at books around self-improvement, sales improvement, marketing improvement, team cohesiveness improvement, team performance improvement, coaching skills. We look at we've read biographies before of business owners. So loads and loads of different types of books. We always ask the author to come along. The authors are so humble as well to want to give back to us. We have about a third of the books we read, I get an author to come along. The last one we had was Kevin Whelan, who came along. Thank you, Kevin, if you're listening. Really appreciate you coming along. And he talked to us about the book we read, which was The Wealth Coach. I think I've got that there. No, I've got to give my Wealth Coach book away. It's so good. I've got to give it to people to read. So The Wealth Coach by Kevin Whelan was our last book, and he came along. Daniel Pink very graciously said that he would love to come along, but unfortunately couldn't, for this one. But he answered me back and said, I'm really sorry, I just can't make that date. But we get them along because that just enriches the conversation. So if you want to be in that environment with that mindset of learn before you earn, come along to our book club. It's an absolute blast. I've been running it now for 18 months. People absolutely love it. So that's it from me. Go back and look at the books. Thank you so much for listening. Go and pick up at least one of those books. Like, commit to yourself to pick up at least one of those books, one that's kind of maybe resonated with you more than another one. Start with that one. Commit to reading it in the next 4 to 6 weeks or listening to it on Audible, and take one strategy from it and relentlessly focus on that one strategy back into your business, back into your sales techniques, back to your team. And just look at the impact that it has over the next few months. I guarantee you it will have a positive impact. Go and enjoy your week. Go and be successful, but beyond anything, enjoy the journey that you're going on as well. Take care. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you here next week on Wednesday, 9:30. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.